Thank you for tuning in to Homeschool Homesteaders, and today I turned 40 years old, and you will see how I celebrated my 40th birthday. This is how a 40-year-old guy still looks like and still young. This is all attributed to my clean living and having a pure heart. I'm on my way to the store to buy some food for my birthday dinner slash lunch, etc. All of this food that I'm carrying in my cart came out to $125. For my birthday lunch, we are going to make pelmeni. In order to make them, you will need these pelmeni makers in your kitchen. They also got pierogi makers so you can make pierogies. For my pelmeni, I will first saute some onions. Then I will use 3 pounds of pork. I will add 3 teaspoons of salt, 2 teaspoons of pepper, I think, some garlic cloves, other spices, and mix very well with the sautéed onions. Next, we will sit back and watch my wife make pelmeni. Keep in mind, my wife makes this all the time, and the dough is, although it's very simple, but does require some skill, so the dough will be nice and soft. It does take practice. You do not want your dough to be dry and tough. Also, I use pork, but you could use whatever meat you want. You could use beef, chicken, turkey, mixture of meats, even deer. So if you shoot a deer this fall, ground it up and make some deer pelmeni. This is the ultimate survival food. All of these pelmeni cost under $13 to make, and in the next hour or so, we will probably make about 300 plus pelmeni. This is going to be the top layer, and you want to roll it out paper thin. And you will cover the tiny little meatballs with the second layer of dough. And you're going to take your rolling pin and you're going to gently apply pressure. Your goal is to kind of squeeze, and they should just fall through. And basically, this seems difficult, and you might wonder what's so good about these, but if you grew up eating these are so like nostalgic, and so yeah, they are time consuming to make, but still, it's something I grew up with, my wife grew up with, and so we enjoy eating this, and we dedicate like a day to make a whole bunch. Like I said, we're going to make about 300. They freeze well, and they're very easy to make.
They're not coming out, just
Keep in mind, you could always push them out with your finger, but a good chef will just pound and they should fall out. So this is batch 1, perfect, beautiful pork-filled dumplings. And we're going to make about 300 of them today in the next hour. You put them in a single layer, and you're going to freeze them, or you could cook them fresh. So as you can see, we're making a lot, and this is only probably 25%. We're going to make a few more batches like this. To cook them, you just put them in salted boiling water and maybe 5 minutes till they float. And this is a good day to spend my birthday just making pelmeni. And like I said, we grew up on this. We ate this a lot as kids. My favorite way to eat them is with sour cream or butter. Yeah, they are time consuming to make, but still, it's something I grew up with, my wife grew up with, and so we enjoy eating this. And we dedicate like a day to make a whole bunch. Like I said, we're going to make about 300. They freeze well, and they're very easy to make. Later for dinner, we are going to cook dinner. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to grill, but we're going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, and we are going to burn a stump. Set this stump on fire, and while this is burning, I'm going to have a DIY grill.
It's so boring.
Just go get another one.
It's boring.
Just start.
No,
Okay, good. Okay, cool. Let's burn it. That was a little negotiation with my daughter, who told me how, or who was trying to teach me how to make a fire. So I'll let her slide this time. So as the stump is burning, we are adding wood. Notice that there is no snow. Spoiler alert, that will change later on tonight. So anyways, burning stumps is something we do here in the winter. And I'm going to make a DIY grill, and this is my wood shed. And I'm going to come and gather some firewood. This is oak, dried oak, perfect for grilling. I do have grills in my house, several of them, but since I am filming, it is more fun to make a DIY grill. We're just going to take some cinder blocks and we're going to take some grates from another grill, put it on top, and as the fire is burning, we're going to add some coal with a shovel. Just place it on the bottom of this DIY grill. Later, we're going to take these dried oak trees and put them on top, firewood, and you don't have to light them. They will catch on fire, as this video will show. And finally, we're going to take some hamburgers. Notice the price. These hamburgers are something my wife and two of my kids like. I like them as well myself, and we're just going to pop them on the grill and watch as they cook, sorry. Back inside the house, I'm going to make a little side dish to go with my steaks, and we're going to take mushrooms, and what we're going to do is we're going to stuff them with mashed potatoes, sautéed onions, cream cheese, Parmesan cheese, cheddar cheese, and you're going to stuff these mushrooms and you're going to bake them for half an hour. And finally, we're gonna cook some steak. Now, what happened here is snow started to fall. We haven't had snow pretty much the whole winter. I know this is very rare for Minnesota, but what can you do? So as my steaks were grilling, snow began to fall. Here we have New York strip steaks, ribeye steak, and some kind of other steak I forgot. I never tried it before, and so my goal was to have a sear, but since snow was falling, it was very hard to get a sear. But I did my best. Should have cooked these earlier when I had better sunlight. But back inside the house, here is my steak dinner with the stuffed mushrooms and asparagus and a beautiful rare, but the crust I am not happy about. After dinner, my wife and I, we went for a walk in my woods to enjoy the freshly falling snow. And this is how I celebrated my 40th birthday. Thank you for watching.